Welcome everyone. Today is my favourite day on a World Cup weekend. It is inside the tape. We're going to look at the track, we're going to analyse some lines, we're going to look at what's making it challenging here in Ligier, because it's challenging. There's challenges, lots of challenges. We're going to go and look at them. Come look at this challenge.
Where's the crux?
And what is a crux? After you've done the open piece in this track, it just turns into steep forest routes tech nar. And there's must be like 50 different sections where there's like a really tricky section on track, like a really tricky feature on track. And in this bit right here, there's a high line with lots of off-camber routes. And that's what our cameraman was calling the crux. Your line choice has to spread out from that point, because that is the bit you're going to lose time or make mistakes or crash. So you need to figure out how to make those tricky bits as fast and fluid as possible. So riders are doing a slow cam setup to straighten this out so they can jump high and turn it into a straight line. So this will be happening in so many places all the way down the track. Find the difficult bit and do everything you can to either make it faster or easier. And because it's greasy, it's so slippy. So it's like trying to ride a tightrope. It's like riding a slack line or something. Really hard to do well and stay balanced. So you'll see this on the live feed. Two main lines: low, safe; supportive, reliable. But it's a bit longer and it's kind of hard to carry speed out of because it's a really deep rut and it's a little bit sticky in there. The high line's not as supportive, lots of roots in it, and because it's steep and you're braking on the roots, it's hard to hold a higher line for the next turn, which is a left with lots of roots into a drop you have to jump. There he goes. He wasn't able to let the bike go because he was like a little bit too tight going into the left, so didn't have enough speed to clear the drop, and there was an audible, "Oh yeah, that's full travel." Yep, get his money worth there. If you don't jump it, you're just losing time. So is it better to do the slower, wider line to get a more controlled setup for that left? Or are you good enough to hold high under braking to still get that next turn? So tail is old as time itself. Low supportive rut, more direct, slippier, high line. It's irrelevant, pretty much. The bit that you're going to lose time or make mistakes isn't actually here. I think both lines can be done at a similar speed. It's actually just below here. Yo. Some people were asking, with this new track and so much going on, what's going to be the critical bit? Where's the race going to be won and lost? It's like the whole track, but actually I bet we'll see some drama here. So the live feed camera is going to be right there. This is the leprechaun section, the exit of, and there's some nasty roots with quite a tight turn. And I don't actually think it's the roots that are the problem, it's the dirt here. It's just like clay and it's off camber with the most subtle of catches. So riders are coming in, they're coming in really fast, it's really steep, there's lots of roots, it's hard to slow down. And they get to here, the root gives them a little slip, and then they've just got this like skid pan that you've got to try and corner on. But that's not the only option. There's a high line as well. We saw some people yesterday getting up super high to just get away from the roots and get away from this little slippy bit. But there's roots coming out in the high line too. And you've got to be a lot slower on the way in. So that little catch, it works, but it's not going to work at race winning speed. So do you slow down, or is there a way of doing it quicker? There is. No. Took it out of the equation. So the route that's beginning the slip into the grease pan, he just hopped over it and held it high. So it's like, if you can't go round it, jump it. Just like Oisin did there. Those juniors, man. The most important thing for any slippy bits like this, critical turning points, is you have to get your speed to a point that you can then commit to the turn and get off those brakes. Yo, yes. Oh! Right.
What's going on with that outside, Ben? There's an inside, Ben. What happened? Ben! Which one's better? Ben! I need to know! What line do you reckon? What's happening here?
I reckon the fastest line is the best.
Wise. That only comes with age. Wisdom. All my life, slow lines. So this is the section I saw on the first day of practice. I was just like, we have to ghost this. And I know some riders are wondering which line is faster because it's so hard to tell. So there's 3 main lines. There's like a fully inside that was really nice in first day of practice, but then the roots got exposed and it started getting really difficult. It's the shortest way through the section, but very difficult to do. Then there's the outside line. Big detour. To begin with, people were like, no, that is way too far out. But as the inside line got harder, and as people started doing the outside, build up a rut on it so you could actually carry speed. That one has actually become the most popular line today, so it's totally flipped. But then there's a middle line in between the two.
What?
Some would say it's the best of both worlds, some say it's the worst of both. But we're gonna ghost it and see what's looking good. I'm gonna say I think the inside can be done quicker, but you have to be an absolute wizard. But before we even get to that, there's actually 4 lines you can choose before you even get to the main choices. So there's a low, which we just saw there, and there's that middle one. And there's 2 higher lines that people are doing to set up for the inside. The reason people are doing the low line, which actually seems daft, because you want to set up wide for the corner, is because there's no roots in it. There's like minimal roots, so you've got a perfect braking zone. So you can come in fast as you want, not have to bother about setting up. Nice bit of dirt to get your braking done and then hit the corner. So even though it's tighter, it's more consistent. The middle line, there's more roots, a little bit sketchier, but then a better line for the turn. So rider preference for what line you choose to take you to the wide line. The middle line, we're not seeing many people doing that, but most people that have come off the middle, a little bit of setup high on the right before diving through the middle of those trees. The reason people would try that is because it's a little bit straighter, but it does make the next corner a little bit more awkward. The inside line is the shortest way through this whole section. Because it's so rooty, you can't carry as high average speed because it's just rooty, it's tricky, it's awkward. But it can be done really quick if you get a really, really sharp braking beforehand and then cleanly off the brakes, feet on, flat out, gives you a perfect setup for the next corner, and you could carry that speed all the way down into the next section. But it's so hard to tell, which is why people stress and they're like, oh, I don't know what line, they'll try one line. Oh, they'll have people with their phones timing on the stopwatches where human error comes into it, but there's no human error here, not today. Here we go, it is ghosting time. Let's find out which line works. So Gonçalo Bandeira, he is on the outside with a slightly higher setup, and Alex Marin, he's on the inside. Look how straight and fast that is. So let's see what is going to work the best. So they come into the section, they're looking really level, but no, Gonçalo, he's getting ahead. He is pulling away now as Alex sets up for that inside line. Gonçalo, he's hooking around the corner, he's gone. He's left Alex Marin in the dust, but no, he's catching up. That inside line, he's off the brakes now. Look at him, he's gaining. Can he make it before the lip of this jump? 0.31 behind. So maybe that inside could work if you get it just a little bit faster. How about Phil, what's he up to? Middle line. Of course he is. Phil does not go by anyone else's rule book, and he's against Blinky on that main line to the outside. So let's see which of these ones work. So in the coming, Blinky's already a little bit ahead because he's attacking into that wide line. He knows he doesn't need to slow down until the turn. Phil, he's hooking into that middle line. It's looking more even than the last one. But no, there goes Blinky. He's gone. He's out of frame. And Phil, he's now on the same line as Blinky, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull any time back. And they come to the line. No, sorry Phil, that's 0.58 back. New line for tomorrow. And here we have Ronan Dunn, 20th in qualifying. Absolute sensation from Ireland on that inside line. Let's see, can he make it work against Jono Jones, who does that main line to outside? Who can round that corner? Go on, Jono. So let's compare. Here they come, and Jono is pulling away. You can attack into that wide line so much faster. But then Ronan, he's nice and neat. He doesn't slow down too much, and he's on that inside line now. Jono, he's starting to pull ahead a wee bit, but with this straighter line, Ronan is able to inside this corner. The outside of that turn is starting to blow out. Jono rails it. Ronan's catching. And, oh, it's close. 0.39. So that inside is looking not as fast so far. Here we have the lanky South African. He's on the high into wide line, but with a sneaky inside on the exit. Bruni, he's on the same line, but he goes for the classic rail that rut on the next turn. I wonder, will there be a big difference? They're looking really level coming into the corner, both high, and into this left-hander. Minar's ahead, but check this out. Bruni rails it, passes Minar, and pulls ahead. Will Minar be able to pull that back by this sneaky little inside by the post? Oh, he might. Oh, it's close. But nah, Bruni, he takes it. 0.11, and you can see why he was fastest in qualifying today. Time for the fastest two. We got Loris Vergier, who does a sneaky gap from the low into a wider setup for that wide line. That was looking really nice against the fastest on the inside, Bernard Kerr. He was 10th in quali, and that looked very clean. So let's compare who's quickest. And whoa, Vergier just came into that so quick. You can see most of the time he's made up on that entrance, but Bernard, he's cleanly onto that. And Vergier, just look at him. He's gone. It's unbelievable. Watching from trackside, it's hard to see that there's that much of a difference. But here comes Bernard. He is catching a little bit. It's not enough. Unbelievable. 0.68. So yeah, ladies and gents, do the outside. 109% accuracy. I said inside. I was wrong. Outside. That was qualifying day here in Ligier. Told you there'd be challenges. Loads. Cruxes. Critical sections. Amazing. I love all the ghosting. It's my favourite thing of the weekend, apart from watching the race. And that's tomorrow. You can watch that on Red Bull TV. Thank you for watching. Sub and like. And I'm just going to polish off this full-size beer.